All right, thank you guys. The Edmonton Oilers take on the Montreal Canadiens. 5 p.m. Eastern puck drop in Montreal. The Edmonton Oilers are minus 140 on the road here. Total 6 juice to the under. The Canadiens are plus $1.20 on the money line. And if you like them on the puck line, they're minus 210, catching the goal and a half. Caden Primo's the expected goaltender for Montreal. Mike Smith for the Oilers. Before we go ahead and break this game down, I just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to our NHL video here today for Wednesday, May 12th. My name is Brock Page and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. And even though I don't have any NHL action in my premium plays on my Patreon website here today, we do have other sports, just not NHL. But we are still coming fresh off a winning day on my Patreon page yesterday. We're now 3-0 with a push in our last 4 board member tier package picks on that Patreon page. We're also hitting at over 68% in our last 19 extra daily pick tier package plays on that Patreon site as well. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. And we currently have over 1,150 members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that page is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, the Oilers have won 7 out of their last 9 contests, 18-7-2 in their road games this year as well. They've been very good when traveling. Now, Edmonton allows just 2.4 goals per contest away from their home ice. They're taking on a Montreal club who's in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, and they've struggled this season offensively. They're currently in the bottom 10 in the league in home scoring, and they average just 2.8 goals a game at the Bell Center. Caden Primo is also just 1-2 through 3 starts with a .426 goals against average and an .859 save percentage. Now, total-wise, Montreal is 17-10 to the under as the home team, 32-23 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, the Oilers are 17-10 to the under when they travel themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Edmonton Oilers minus 140 and the under 6 goals. Next contest, Leafs, Senators, 8 o'clock Eastern puck drop. The Toronto Maple Leafs are minus 170, number 6. Freddie Anderson for the Leafs, Philip Gustafsson for Ottawa. Now, the 22-year-old Gustafsson is 4-1 through a handful of starts this year. 204 goals against average, 937 save percentage. The Senators have also been outstanding on the puck line at home this year. They've cashed in on the puck line in 20 out of 27 home games, and that's good for over 74% in that particular category. Ottawa's in the top 10 in offensive shots on goal at home. They're taking on a Toronto club who's lost more games than they've won on the road this year, believe it or not. And they've also successfully cashed in on the puck line in just 11 of 26 road games. Now, total-wise, Toronto's 16-10 to the under when they travel. Ottawa's 19-8 to the under at the Canadian Tire Center. I'm going to lean toward the Ottawa Senators, plus 1.5, and the under 6 goals. Next matchup, Wild versus the Blues, 9 o'clock Eastern start. Minnesota's minus 140 on the road, total 6. Cam Talbot for the Wild, Ville Husso for St. Louis. Now, Husso comes into today's start with a 343 goals against average and an .886 save percentage. Now, the Blues have won just 10 of 26 home games, and they're in the bottom 10 in the league in home goals allowed. They're squaring off against a Minnesota club who won 7 out of their last 10 themselves. Now, Minnesota is also in the top 10 in scoring on average per contest. Kirill Kaprizov is leading the club with 27 goals along with 51 total points. The left winger is currently a plus 11. Meanwhile, Kevin Fiala has scored 20 times himself along with 20 assists as well. Now, total-wise, Minnesota's 17-9 to the over when they travel, 33-21 to the over for the entire season. Meanwhile, the Blues have gone 14-12 to the over as the home team. I'm going to lean toward the Minnesota Wild minus 140 and the over 6 goals. Next contest, Kings versus the Avalanche, 9 p.m. Eastern start time. The Colorado Avalanche are minus 360, totals 5.5. Phil Grubauer for the Avalanche, Cal Peterson for Los Angeles. And surprisingly, Peterson comes into today's start with a .279 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. The Kings also have successfully cashed in on the puck line in their last 2 meetings with Colorado, and that just so happened to happen this past week. Now, the Kings don't do a whole lot right offensively. I get that. But they've still gone 14-12 against the puck line in their 26 road games. So they're in the black with regard to the puck line, at least on the road. Meanwhile, the Avalanche on the other side of things, they're cashing in on just 50% of their puck line plays on their home ice. So it kind of feels like a coin flip spot here if you're playing the 1.5. I think the value is, with the Kings if you're playing the puck line. But anyway, total-wise, the Kings have seen 15 out of their last 26 road games get over the posted total. I'm going to lean toward the LA Kings plus 1.5 and the over 5.5 goals. And with that, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup of the show. It is going to be Golden Knights versus the Sharks, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Vegas Golden Knights are minus 210, number 6 flat. Marc-Andre Fleury for the Knights, Alexei Melnichuk for San Jose. Now, the Sharks have lost 9 out of their last 10 meetings with Vegas. They're currently dead last in the NHL in goals allowed per contest at home. They're taking on a Vegas team who definitely scores a lot. They're in the top 10 in road scoring, and they average nearly 33 shots on goal per game. Max Pacioretty leads the club in goals with 24 of them. He's also a plus 20 when he's on the ice, so definitely keep an eye on Max as he's currently listed as questionable for tonight's action, although I'm optimistic he'll play, but just keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, Mark Stone scored 21 times already and has 61 total points. The right winger is also a plus 26. Now, total-wise, the Sharks are 17-10 to the over at home, 32-23 to the over for the entire season. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Vegas Golden Knights minus 1.5 and the over 6 goals. With that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package today on my Patreon website, just keep in mind Patreon's going to bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of May. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.